Hey everybody, my name is Micah. I work here at IndieSource in Los Angeles, California, and we are a full package production and manufacturing company. I work in production and in marketing here at IndieSource, and right now we're in our sample making room where we help make your fashion vision come to life. We make it into a sample before we even start full production, and this is where it all happens. So, as a full package manufacturing and production facility, one of the huge things that we offer for you is sourcing, because we are a major part of your supply chain. And recently, if you haven't heard, the US raised tariffs from 10% to 25% on a lot of Chinese imported goods, which includes raw fibers and textiles made in China that we then get here. And a lot of the suppliers that we work with here, while they are local to LA, get their fibers and textiles from China. So ultimately, the tariffs are affecting the prices in the supply chain. So the suppliers are the first people paying the tariff because they're the ones actually importing the goods from China. But then next, when we order fabrics from the suppliers, we're paying the tariff because their prices were raised. And then next, you guys are paying the tariff because our prices are raised on our fabrics that you're sourcing for your lines. And then lastly, when your lines get into stores and are sold online, your customers are paying the tariff because your prices are going to be raised too. So the initial tariff is raising costs and prices throughout the supply chain all the way to the end consumer. Okay, so we've talked a lot about tariffs and how they affect the supply chain in the fashion industry, but why the tariff hike? Well, America and China are long-standing trading partners, which is why we see so many American goods labeled made in China. But recently, the US government and China have been engaging in trade wars. And basically what that has meant for us is that the government has been raising tariffs periodically on Chinese imported goods. And the most recent one was actually scheduled to happen back in January. But negotiations between China and the US government were going so well that they just indefinitely postponed it. But then, out of nowhere last week, the Trump administration hiked the tariffs from 10% to 25% on list 3 of Chinese imported goods. Thanks for the shoulder, man. Well, that took America by surprise. As we already discussed, the tariff hike affected the fashion industry throughout the supply chain. So what's the solution? What are the companies going to do? One option is just continue producing in China and continue to pay those tariff costs. Another option is to move their outsourcing and production to neighboring countries such as Bangladesh, Cambodia, Thailand, any of those countries. But they're not avoiding the tariff costs. Maybe different tariff costs, but they're still paying the tariff price. The third solution, our personal favorite, is domestic manufacturing, moving manufacturing back to the USA, and we at IndieSource know all about that. When you're doing this, you're skipping all tariff costs completely because it's happening here in the USA, and you're investing more in American workers, American jobs, and better quality oftentimes. I hope that this video has been informative for you and has helped you better understand what's been going on with the recent tariff hike, and has encouraged you to research more into if domestic production is the right choice for you and your fashion line. If you think that it is, or if you've always had a dream of starting your own fashion line, we would love to hear from you. You can comment below, shoot us a message, or find our contact information at indiesource.com. Again, my name is Micah with IndieSource, and I will see you next time.